So to move on to the Knicks, uh, it didn't really. But I was just thinking, during the game, even though this doesn't really apply to tonight, because the Knicks kind of had control for most of the game, except the Cavs kind of did it at the beginning, and that's when I was kind of thinking of it. To me, the Knicks played a dangerous game because a lot of teams are better than them overall over the whole course of the game, and then the Knicks kind of take over at the end. And like the other night, they came back from it. But are you going to be able to come back against all these teams all the time? And I still think the Knicks are going to win it all, but I don't know. I wish they could. But it's tough to like expect the efficiency that they get at the end of the game throughout the game. So it's tough with that too. Can you really expect that Brunson and Bridges to hit like all their shots the whole game? I don't know, but they do it in the clutch a lot of the time. So I don't know. It's just the way they play. What's good for them. They don't have a lot of margin for error, and that kind of worries me, especially if this series isn't over. Like they said at the end of the game, Cleveland was down 0-2 to the Pistons, and they came back and won in 7 games at Detroit in the 7th game. So this series is far from over. But especially if they, I don't even want to look past it. But if they get through this series, because I want the Knicks to win because I picked them to win, honestly. So, but if they get through this series, next series, the two juggernauts are playing an entirely different game of basketball than you're playing right now, in a way. The level they're at, and are the leads going to get too big that you can't come back from them? So, I don't know. I was really impressed with OG Anunoby tonight. He might get to the basket better than I thought he did. And I said last podcast that Dennis Schroeder gets better to the basket than OG Anunoby. That's not true. That's just not true. I think he's getting better with his ball handling and his physicality when he gets to the rim. He's a really good player, and like I said at the last podcast, I think he could be a star if his ball handling keeps getting better and he becomes more aggressive. OG Anunoby could be a star player. I don't know how old he is. He's 28. Well, he doesn't have much more time as far as time where he can improve, but he's not far away from being a star. Now, he might not be in the right situation to be that because he's asked to be more of a role player, and he probably doesn't want to leave because he's in a really good situation. But he's a really good underrated player. Josh Hart played amazing. I was talking about him in the podcast because they were playing off of him from 3, and I don't know. I guess they probably do that a lot.